I'll just note that this ZTA is to add clarity to a situation where there is not already clarity. So hopefully it's fairly straightforward. And with that, I'm going to hand that back over for discussion. Thanks.
All right. I don't see any colleagues wishing to speak to this, so we're going to get into the substance of the issue and talk about how technical zoning text amendments can be and how specific they are. And I'm sure we're going to discuss.
Thank you so much for that explanation. I'm just going to say very quickly, I lived through this ZTA as a planning board member. I have a history. The queuing is real. And I'm in agreement. I will vote for it as long as this amendment is approved. It's about protecting people who live in the neighborhood, people who who are there 24/7. This is their community. If I don't want it in my district, I don't want it anywhere in Montgomery County. So this will be the only way for me to support this. And actually, I would even say this is what, the Kensington Heights community took this issue, not just in front of the planning board and the county council, they went to court on this issue. And the queuing that we are addressing on my amendment was one of the reasons why they won this battle, right? So I'm hoping that you will both agree on this, and so we can move forward and ensure that this happens. So
Appreciate that. All lead sponsors are equal, but some are more equal than others. As Animal Farm reference that I like to use, let me turn it over if Councilmember Mink has any comments on this.
Yeah, I think that the ZTA as written is reasonable. It's taken from the point of, where there is environmental concern that is relevant to the surrounding area, and it's a point of clarity that provides a predictable place for developers to measure from, which I think is really necessary and critical. So it's critical for development in my own district, but also for other districts and other locations as well.
Can I just clarify something?
Sure, Councilmember Fanny-Gonzalez.
It's not the environmental concern. It's people breathing this when cars are queuing. It's a health concern. It's not environmental. It's health concern. Big difference. That's why the court sided with the community. So.
I appreciate this. I've struggled with this a little bit, thinking through it. I do think the clarity is important, the question of what the clarity does. I'm not aware of the issue in your district resurfacing or being relevant here. The property owner in question being interested in moving forward with anything in the broader Wheaton area. I do think we have to figure out where to measure from and come up with a reasonable location. I do think the queuing is a little bit of a challenge. While I understand that as an issue, it certainly is something that we should be concerned and focused on. I've also thought about other things that have a lot of queuing, like our hubs and food distribution sites, which have large numbers of cars that queue. And I'm a little bit concerned in the current environment that wasn't necessarily as much of a focus when those discussions were taking place, that this becomes a broader conversation of where car queuing occurs and how we handle car queuing. So that, I'll just say from my perspective, I'm a little bit uncomfortable with that being used as the primary focus and primary standard. I think there are some unintended consequences that we may run into. So I appreciate where the concern is, but I think we have to find the right dynamic. I do think that the Planning Board has offered a different compromise that I would be open to, and I want to talk about that one as well. So I'm not sure that I'm ready to support this particular proposal. While I appreciate where it's coming from and the interest from the community. I've heard from many of them as well, and I understand the battle scars from the past on the previous issue. I do think we can land on a compromise, and I do think that I'd be interested in at least discussing what planning has put forward as an alternative kind of third way to what was originally introduced, what is being proposed by Councilmember Fanny-Gonzalez, and how we move forward. With that, let me turn to Councilmember Joanda.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I was going to ask for something similar, the relationship of the three options here, or the three amendments. I think it's often helpful if we talk about them in context. Isaac, I am certainly not, I agree with Councilman Friesen, I'm a co-lead on this, but yield to, and I'm excited about it. I think of what, the opportunity. Sometimes you have a ZTA or something that because you think is going to help a specific area, but you want to create a standard that's applicable countywide. And I think that's what the balance here is. I do think we want to make sure this project can move forward. And that's really important for the community that I think is going to take advantage of it right away. But yeah, I would love to hear from the planning department about their, or council staff, before I make any determination on this amendment. I was also intrigued by their thoughts on this.
All right, so why don't we, it sounds like there's not currently support for that. It's been, proposed, but we can leave that out there for the moment. Why don't we move on to the second discussion point?